Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I've just been dealing with moving, rearranging things, and doing the buka 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 and the nuka go to nuka. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Anyways, the holidays are coming up, and a lot of you guys are looking at what games to get. So, some people are thinking about getting the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game, the remaster 1 and 2, and if it's worth it for $40, or possibly if you can find a good holiday sale. Anyways, this is my personal review, like my other personal reviews that you guys have actually pretty much liked. And I mean, I don't know why, kind of do, but anyways, this is for the remaster. I played it on PC. I beat it 100% completion on 1 and 2. So I put enough hours in. I know what I'm talking about. So let's get this started. The benefits of this game: the graphics are amazing. The music is great. The controls, everything's really tight. Gets good once you get that muscle memory going. You just get better and better. Or, and this counts for new people and older people. Obviously, older people who have already played the originals, like, you're gonna get the muscle memory back. But there's that. Cons. It can get pretty difficult at times. That could be a pro for some people, but younger kids, like these little snowflake kids, I don't know if they're gonna rage quit or not, because the game kind of turns into a platformer after you get the high scores. I'll get into that a little bit later, but it does get hard. The online multiplayer is kind of boring. You hop into the lobby and these people start busting out several million point combos like within 5 seconds, and you miss out on it. So you're always just paired up against somebody who is leagues ahead of you. People would probably accuse me of using cheats, but they're not. They're just psychotic. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can put it. So, you know, the online player, the multiplayer, that's all. Can't really do much about it. So stick with the story mode, which it's also kind of a con. You know, it's like the original games. You just got goals. There's not really a story like the Underground series. So it is straight to the point. It's fun. It's challenging. I was going back to back again. The songs, soundtrack's really good. They took the original soundtrack, brought it back, all the big hits, the ones that get stuck in your head, the ones you remember if you had actually played the older ones, and then they got a bunch of good newcomer songs that are really catchy. And it seems like they collaborated also with like a lot of independent underground artists that barely have a name out there, and they really gave them a chance and a platform to get their name out. I mean, you even like try to YouTube some of the songs and you can't even find them. So I mean, they found some like super deep underground SoundCloud musicians or something like that. I don't know what you kids are into these days, but props to them to bring back the old ones and then give some new names a chance to be heard. But that's the music. So there's that. Graphics, insane. Even my GTX 1080, I mean, I played the whole game in 4K, which it looks amazing, but if I crank the shadows to maximum quality, I'm not getting 4K 60 frames a second. But I mean, the lighting in this game is really good. The textures, the detail, I mean, they really did a good job remastering it. Like, it honestly feels like a whole new game. Like, I didn't even recognize some of the levels, and then again, when I was a kid and I played the originals, I didn't really do too much. I kind of just like would play, and so I didn't even complete the game on some of them. But some of these levels, I was just like, I don't remember that. So it honestly, it felt like playing a whole new game to me. Even the old levels that I was used to, just the way they had remastered it and done everything, it literally just, it does not feel like a remaster. It feels like a whole new game. So there's that. The controls, pretty good. Now, I'm tired of people complaining about this game not being Skate 4. People compare it to Skate. They compare it to Project Session, Skater XL. Like, it's not that type of game, okay? It's not supposed to be a realistic skater. I mean, obviously you're doing like crazy stuff. You're grinding on power lines. You're going off of like a 7-story roof, and like you're not even getting heel bruise. Like, come on, it's an arcade game where you're just doing all these crazy tricks, and you know, you're like, oh my gosh. It's like, it's very fast paced. Personally, that's kind of what I like. I mean, I grew up with the games, but I couldn't really get into the skate games. But this one is just like, ugh. And then you get a crazy good high combo that you've been doing for like a minute, and then you fall, and it really gets to you. But it's not like the skate games, okay? It's an arcade type game, and when I mean arcade, like, you know, that's what everyone says. That's the word people say. So the first few levels and the first few goals when you're doing something, it starts off with get a high score. But once you start getting really good at getting scores and you get all the muscle memory, that part's easy. Then the game kind of transitions into the later levels and some of the beginning ones to being like a platformer. I would compare this game to more being like a Super Mario game than being like a Skate or Project Session or Skater XL game. Yep. Closer to being like a Mario game than a skateboard game. So you're starting to like jump through different areas. Like you're jumping from one building to another, and then you got to land on a certain object, and then you got to do a specific trick, or you know you got to find the skate letters SKATE. So you're playing hide and go seek. You're trying to look for these things. You know you have a time limit that's going against you. There's one thing in the Venice area where it's like ollie over the magic hobo 5 times. So you ollie over him, and then he poof vanishes, and you gotta like search and find him in another part of the skate park, and then you just ollie over him again, and then he disappears to another part. But you only got 2 minutes, so most of the time you don't get it the first time, so you have to replay the level over and over again, and you gotta try to memorize the different spots that he's gonna be at, and then search for the new ones until you can finally catch him. So that gets pretty difficult. Or it's just like find these mysterious 3 roof gaps or something, and you just got to start trying weird stuff, which, spoiler alert, one of them you have to jump all the way off the side of a building and then land on a rail that's like 30 stories below and grind it. You wouldn't think about doing that. So it's a lot of trial and error, just trying stupid stuff, and then you complete the goal. So, I mean, yes, you're skating and you're trying to get these things, but you're jumping around and maneuvering. You're like, jump up on this ledge, jump up on this roof. Now clear this gap. Now get here. Find a way to get more speed. So, you know, you got to get your stats all the way up, hit it at the right angle, and then, you know, jump at the right time, and then you land and collect this certain object. Same thing, you know, kind of with the secret tapes. So it does feel like a Mario game where you're literally having to jump at the right time and you're having to go over something. You know, you got to collect an item like the star. Something like that. So it feels more like that than an actual skateboarding game. But you're doing skate tricks. So it's a platformer with a skateboarding skin on it. There, I said it. Is the game worth it? I would say so, yes. It would definitely be in the top 3 games of the year for 2020, which isn't really saying much, but it's definitely a contender for Game of the Year. I mean, look at the reviews. All the reviews are good. Even people that don't skate love this game. It's addicting. It's fun. You just want to fire it up and then just hop into a level and just start playing, which is good. So that's what's the whole point of video games. You're trying to have fun, and you're trying to just, you know, escape and relax. And that's what this game does. You know, it's not too hard, maybe a little bit of a learning curve, but it's addicting. It's fun. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 if it was a little bit longer. So hopefully they like do not a remaster. Everyone's saying they want a remaster. Underground 2, Underground 3. There was never Underground 3. What I meant was like people want a Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2 remaster or something. But personally, those games, I mean, yeah, their graphics have aged, but like some of the jokes and comedy is like, I don't think that it would stand up too well. So I think they should just go ahead and make a longer Tony Hawk's Underground 3 game with next-gen graphics and have it a little bit longer, but, you know, keep the same mechanics. Don't change anything. Don't add weird gimmicks. And that would definitely be a 10 out of 10 game. So is this game worth getting? Yes, if you skate or you don't skate. I definitely love this game. Really fun. That's what matters. It's just a fun game. I'm not trying to be all like, oh, it's deep, you know, oh, how does it make you feel? Is this like The Last of Us or Uncharted games, you know? How do you relate to the characters? It's like, no, this is a game where you just have fun. And if you got friends to play it with, lucky you.